Attention. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept, dial 5 now. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature.
Well, happy Sunday.
Hey, happy Sunday, David. It's always good to hear from you. And how are you doing today, sir?
Oh, pretty good. Went to the chapel for a little bit and then started working on another drawing. I must have mailed you 30 or 40 pictures of my drawings.
Oh, okay. I haven't got them yet. I did take all of your emails, and as we discussed, I mailed it to Gavin, a girl by the name of Kelly, and I mailed it to John Lamb. And also, there's several things I want to share with you. What is it? There was something. I talked to a guy by the name of Wiley Drake today. He ran for Vice President of the United States with Dr. Alan Keyes, the black dude. So he was his vice presidential candidate. He was also Southern Baptist president of the Southern Baptist Convention, and he's been a pastor for over 25 years. And I told him you were a Vietnam veteran who's been in prison for 15 years, and I believe you're completely innocent. Told him all about the liar, the valor thief, Elvin Joe Swisher, and he wants you to call him. And he's got a burden in his heart for prisoners, and I think it would be very good for you to make contact with him. And he was very interested in you, and I just think he has connections that can help bring publicity to your case. I'm always trying to advocate for you everywhere I go. I do have something else to tell you, but I have his phone number. I don't know if I can email it to you or I can give it to you now, whatever you want me to do.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
He's like 75 in California or Dayton.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I grabbed a pencil real quick.
Oh, good.
Go ahead.
Okay, his phone number is 714-865-8132. 714-865-8132.
And what's his name?
His name is Pastor Wiley Drake.
Call is from a federal prison.
You broke up.
Okay,
Yeah.
Pastor Wiley Drake. Wiley, W-I-L-E-Y. Wiley Drake. And
Drake.
Yep, Wiley Drake. He's about 75 years old. He's tougher than nails. He's a widowed man. He's lost his wife, and he runs a homeless shelter in California. And he doesn't back down from anyone or anything if he thinks he's right. And so I've told him all about your case. He's primed, and he said he wanted you to call him. And don't be surprised if he starts praying for you on the phone. But he will talk about your case. He's on several radio shows all the time, and I think he's a good candidate. He's a good candidate to have as your advocate.
You sent him some of our conversations then.
Yeah, well, I have sent him the cesspool of judicial corruption, so he's aware of that. That has the news clip from Megan Riley calling out Elvin Joe Swisher as a valor thief, pathological liar with a fake Purple Heart. I've sent him some of our correspondence with Core Links, and I can send him some of our phone conversations too. So also,
send him everything you can, and that way he can hear some of the things I've said too.
Yeah,
really good,
No, I understand, and there's a few other things I need to share with you, but you go ahead. I want you to have priority.
Oh no, what you say is important too. I just was talking to Eddie today a little bit, and I've got two different groups making the copper water, so things are coming right along. Guys are excited too about working with you.
Good. Yeah, I like Guy. Me and him had a real good conversation. He seems very sincere, and I like having a guy. That's funny because his name's Guy. I like having a guy that I can point to that handles all of your, your financial dealings, because I don't deal with that. So it's very good that you have that set up already. So let me also share. My wife is also reaching out to a girl by the name of Sheila Zielinski. She's very popular in Canada. She's like the Alex Jones of Canada, and she's trying to promote and advocate for you to her so that she can possibly put you on her radio station. Also, I need to make you be aware, if you call Pastor Wiley Drake, it's very likely he'll be in the middle of a radio program. He's always live streaming all the time. And so I hope that doesn't get you into trouble, but it's very likely if you do call him, depending on the time of day, that you could go straight out on the air, and he'll put you on the air immediately. So I don't want you to get in trouble, but at the same time, be aware that's very likely to happen if you call him. So
I really wish somebody would get a 606 number for all these people.
Yeah.
They have these accounts where you can keep moving the numbers around so that I could like make a few calls to these people and bring them up to speed and answer their questions, and it'd be really good, you know.
Yeah,
I really like those pigeon people. They're nice people, but it takes them 2 weeks to turn a number on.
Yeah,
they're a little bit slow, I guess.
I understand. So I'll look into that. You know, I know that I'm spending like $25 for this prisoner and $25 for that prisoner. I got 30, 40 prisoners, you know, but I'm doing the best I can, but we'll look into that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it wouldn't be so bad if it's just one prisoner.
Guys willing to pay for it.
Okay.
Guys willing to pay for all that.
Well, here's the deal. I can put you in contact with people that have big microphones, but I need if Guy will handle the 606 number, that would be a good team. You know, I'll handle the contacts. He handles the 606 number.
Well, what I was thinking you could maybe do is contact the Pigeon League people and get permission from Guy to work on the account. And, you know, he's so busy all the time. That way, what you could do is you can even go online and change where you're sending numbers, and we could, like, rotate them.
Okay.
You know, like maybe you want me to talk to this person, you could move the number there and say, call this guy. In other words, we could do that a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these services let you...
Yeah. No, let me look into that tomorrow when it's normal business hours. And plus, there's another phone call that you and I both know I need to make as well. So I'll look into that tomorrow when Monday morning rolls around. There was something. Okay. So remember, you and I talked last, and remember I mentioned to you that I was going to upload the Cesspool of Judicial Corruption on a YouTube channel of a man by the name of Fisher of Men. His name is Bryce. By the way, he's in a maximum security prison for making one YouTube video. They brought him out like Hannibal Lecter. He's like, 20-something years old, and he's, 5'7". He's very, very big in spirit, but he's not, he's not a big man, but they had him surrounded with U.S. Marshals. Anyway, his YouTube channel is super duper popular. 213,000 subscribers, 175 million viewers. Remember, I don't know if you recall, but I said I'm going to try to get your video on his channel because he's letting me control his channel while he's in prison. Well, he gave me approval just about a couple of days ago. He called from prison, right? Maximum security prison. He said, yeah, go ahead and put it up, Rudy. So I was getting prepared to do that, David, and I thought this is going to be great because this is, he gets 1,000 views in one day, and who knows where it'll go from there. Well, anyway.
Do me a favor on that.
Yep.
Yep. You got my permission to tell him about the Gulp motor. And tell him that if he wants to use any of my inventions or medical concepts to help the cause, to draw light upon his or my situation.
Well, let me share with you. Before
I have.
Yeah, I appreciate your sincerity and your offer, but let me share with you. So just today, I log into Bryce's channel. I was prepared. My next step today was to put your video on his channel so that it would go viral, right? Well, YouTube has put a strike on his channel for a video that's probably 2 or 3 years old on a Sandy Hook video. And it was the second strike in the last 2 weeks. So there's no doubt that people are listening to you and I talk, right? And they are taking actions to shut you down. And so I can't upload anything on his channel because they said that I've been penalized and they won't let me upload any more videos for 2 weeks. And they could even take the whole channel down if they get a third strike. So, you and I have enemies. Psalm 35, I believe, talks about how to deal with those enemies, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, Psalm 35. So I would recommend you read that. But here's the deal.
This call is from a federal prison.
You and I, I got a lot of people telling me that what we do is useless and it's just all words and that the only real advancements for you guys only ever come in the legal courtroom. What I tell those people is you don't know what you're talking about, that we serve a mighty living God who is real. He intervenes in the affairs of men, and because of our words and because of the positions that you and I take, that mighty things can happen. So I just wanted you to be aware that...
We're out of time.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. I know what I was going to tell you. I did talk to Mr. Swisher on the phone multiple times about a year ago. And he said he wanted to help me get out of prison, and he said he was sorry for lying. But he signed another affidavit for me, and it tells more lies. And I'm told that this new affidavit of new lies, it doesn't help me. He's just so uncredible.
Yeah.
I was trying to do something, Do you know what he said in his new affidavit that he signed?
No, I don't know.
He He said that he was a psychiatrist and I was his mental patient.
Wow. Insanity.
Yeah. I just wanted you to know I have that. I can call you back one more time.
Okay, all right.
I do have that. It's notarized affidavit.
You know, we only got to speak for 10 minutes. I thought I got 15 minutes with David per phone call. Why am I being cut off after 10 minutes? This is insanity.
Federal prison. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept, dial 5 now. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature, dial 7.
Yes.
Okay, David, 2 questions on your last story. If he called you and talked to you while in prison, aren't all your prison phone calls recorded by the state? And second, why did I only get 10 minutes with you? It seems like we normally got 15 minutes, but they only cut us off after 10.
I have no idea.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, they recorded that. If he had this conversation with you about he lied to you and he's sorry, can't we subpoena that recorded conversation from the state and use that somehow, or?
Well, I'm told, I just wanted you to be aware of that. I was told by everybody, every legal person that I'm working with, that he's a convicted liar, and so him even telling another lie, nobody cares, nobody wants to hear it. But it is part of the story at this point that, you know, he keeps pushing this thing that I'm a mental health provider, and that's why I told you about it, was because, you know, you got to, one more thing about the same subject. During the trial, he actually said, you know, I have a degree in psychiatry and all that. And I worked at that Folsom Mental Hospital, you know, for the you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And okay, at halftime, the jurors came back in the room, you know, and Miss Haynes, I found out Haynes was the Lodge's wife's campaign manager.
She's a juror?
Real. Yeah, 2 of the jurors are actually related or best of friends with the people they said I wanted to kill.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
This is jury tampering.
Yeah.
It wasn't the story I was about to tell you. Haynes is on the record. She comes out of the jury room and she has a note, and it says, "I have a question for the judge." Here's the question: since Mr. Swisher's a psychiatrist, is there any chance that he diagnosed Mr. Hinkson as being insane, and should we be contemplating an insanity plea?
Wow.
Now, my lawyer, Nolan, jumped up and asked for a mistrial, and the judge said, no way. So that shows that juror was discussing me and already made up her mind that I was guilty even before I testified.
Incredible. Incredible. Didn't you have a juror that actually wrote an affidavit and they said that if they had known that Swisher was a fake Purple Heart lying piece of crap that they would not have convicted you?
Yes, and his name was Ben Casey, and I was told that Ben Casey is Judge Lodge's wife's brother.
My gosh. Incredible. Incredible.
Incestuous, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Jury fixing? I actually have 2 affidavits.
This call is from a federal prison.
Mr. Casey gave us 2 affidavits.
Yeah.
I also have affidavits from Joe Swisher's daughters about how he raped them from age 5 to 12 and how they fled in the middle of the night.
You have affidavits from Joe... Wait. You have affidavits from Joe Swisher's daughters that he raped them from 5 years old to 12 years old?
Yes, sir.
I need to get a copy of those affidavits, David. I mean, I need to get a copy of those affidavits so that I can push that all over the internet.
Well, I've got one here from one daughter.
Okay.
You could call my father and ask for him. I could get tired.
I'll call him and ask him. I mean, if he don't answer the phone, I'll leave a voicemail. But I've just typically found that...
Well, he usually answers.
Okay.
I wanted you to talk to him anyway. I wanted you to interview him and record it.
Well, if he'll allow me to, I would love to. He did a really good job, you know, as far as being interviewed on that cesspool of corruption.
Our fight is over Wesley Hoyt. Wesley Hoyt basically told the Nolan, the head lawyer that was defending me, to shut the hell up. When he was cross-examining Swisher. It's on the record.
Wow.
That's not impeaching. Yeah, he was trying to say that Swisher's a liar.
Yeah. Incredible. Incredible. Well,
So yeah. But the point is, everything goes back to this mental health thing. You got Haynes coming out of the jury room. You got this new affidavit Swisher gives says that he's a mental health expert, and I was his mental patient. Now, just so you'll know, I grew up in a house filled with mentally ill women.
Okay.
That sounded kind of strange.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Borden Care? It's in California. They let. My father had 6 women living in our home that were mentally ill.
Okay.
Not that matters.
Why did he do that? Just curious. He had a passion to help them, or?
Yeah. Plus, it paid $600 a month in the '60s, which is pretty good money.
Okay.
$3,600 a month.
Yeah.
So my mother was a stay-at-home mother, and we went to church on Sunday, and she was earning $3,600 by having 6 women live there. But here's the point. Later in Colorado, I had a home for the mentally ill. I was involved in a similar program in Colorado, and I had 15 mental patients, boys and girls, living with me. The point I'm trying to make is I have a history of taking care of mentally ill people.
Yeah. Yeah,
with me?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the concept of mental illness, and I've had personal experience. What that entails. It's because of misuse of drugs, right? If somebody abuses drugs, it can also be born that way. But I'm just saying, misuse of drugs will devastate a family when somebody messes up their mind.
But never in my life has anybody ever said that I have any problem in society.
Yeah.
I just don't. I didn't lie, didn't steal, didn't cheat. I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, you don't. What's that saying that telling the truth in a time of universal deceit is, there's help me remember the quote. You've probably heard it too. But the thing is, David, that I'm amazed that you've been able to maintain your sanity after 15 years in prison as an innocent man. I'm praising God that you haven't lost it already.
Well, I've always been kind of a person. My sister, she has a degree in psychiatry too, and she says I have Asperger's, that little Einstein mad scientist syndrome, because I'm always inventing things.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I agree with her. But I had my own laboratory when I was like 8 years old. My parents bought me a microscope. I wound my first Tesla coil when I was 6 years old. So I'm kind of I scored 99% on the aptitude test for electronics and mechanics when I joined the Navy. I was only 17 years old when I joined the Navy.
I think Wiley Drake was in the Navy too. You need to tell him that, because that way he'll know that y'all have something else in common. Yeah, he was in the Navy too.
Mm-hmm. I actually sent you my STWAD. In Stewall. I sent you the drawing. That's static time internal warp levitate. It's in the package I sent you.
Okay.
When you get those packages, we'll go over it. But I actually got this thing to fly. It actually lifts off the table and flies.
Oh, that's very cool.
And it's quite interesting. Yeah. But I just have this ability. Any question I have, if I pray and ask, I get an answer when I'm sleeping. I wake up and every night when I wake up every morning, I know something new if I needed to have an answer. I can't explain how or why.
Well, I'll tell you what, brother. I'm going to agree with you, and we're going to petition the Creator of the universe. And I'm going to pray and ask that you be set out of prison, and you pray and ask for the Lord to set you out of prison, and we'll see how He responds. Because I just simply want you out of prison, David. I want you back with your family and doing what you do best, and inventing things and building things and doing what you do best. And these evildoers that have put you in prison, they need to be held accountable, and the tables need to be turned. I mean, justice needs to happen in your case.
Well, I agree. I can't go back to Idaho. I want nothing to do with that place.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to camp in Vegas for a bit because of that math system I told you about.
Well, be careful. I've got a lot of bad experience with the law enforcement officials in Vegas. I'm telling you, man, that city is corrupt as you can get. They put my friend in prison.
Oh, they are. I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be in Las Vegas.
Oh, I know all about it. I was exposing their corruption, remember?
Yeah.
Turtle deal?
Yeah. And plus Harry Reid's there. He ain't gonna forget about you.
Oh, no longer in power, but I'll tell you something. God wants to move to Texas right now. Just so you know. He wants to move water laws to Texas. So I would propose this. You help me get out. I will come be your new best friend right now.
Hey, the only thing, it isn't me helping you get out, and you and I both have to keep this in mind. The Lord Jesus Christ really is going to work a miracle to get you out of there. And you got to remember that we got to give the Lord the glory when you get out of there. He did this, David, and I believe he can do it. And we just got to trust and obey his word. I've seen it happen, man. I have seen it happen. And we just got to trust and obey his word and believe that he is not going to forget about you. And everything in that Bible is true. If two or more come together and ask, the Lord will give it to us. And I'm gonna believe with you that. Yep.
What they said exactly, about Joe is because he's a convicted liar, he's not believable. Well, why am I still in prison? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And then so. He every word out of his mouth is a lie. He just can't tell the truth.
Right.
The whole community knows that he's a sociopathic liar.
It's amazing that you're still in prison. On the basis of this testimony of this liar, and you're still in prison even today after 15 years.
I was accused of being head of 2 militias, an international machine gun dealer. I think I'm God. I live in a compound. This is getting started. Oh, and I murdered Art Bell. They said I murdered Art Bell.
I thought he married a 12-year-old Filipino girl. You told me. Is that the same Art Bell?
Yeah. Same one, but I consider him a friend. I know he's in Manila.
I got you. So,
but the point is, they'll tell the grand jury anything.
Did the Southern Poverty Law Center ever write up a story about how dangerous you were? Did you ever hit their radar?
No.
Oh, okay.
I never heard from them.
I'm surprised they didn't write a story about you.
My case is called the Fedipult case because the Harding guy got up on the witness stand and he said that I was building a Fedipult to launch feds into the canyon. Like when you're skeet shooting.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of having a canyon that's really scenic. I was gonna, I built my house with a view of the mountains. So that they made that a Fedipult, and I had a nice Dodge pickup truck with the diesel, and I had one of those chromed deer guards, cattle guards on the front of it, and they testified that I put that on my car to run federal agents over. It's to kill federal agents.
Yeah. Hey, brother. April.
This call is from a federal prison.
Hey, do you know that I typed in SPLC and David Hinkson? Did you know that there is an article? It says April 3rd, 2003. Federal agents arrest anti-government extremist David Roland Hinkson in Idaho and charge him with trying to hire an assassin on 2 occasions in 2002 and 2003 to murder a federal judge. So the SPLC did write a negative. I'll send you this paragraph, but the SPLC did write a bunch of negative junk about you.
Well, it's interesting because they even said that I wrote a book, an anti-IRS book. I've written no IRS book. In fact, I've never published anything against anybody. And I quit doing talk shows in '95. And when I was doing the talk show, I just interviewed a lot of interesting people. So to be an extremist, really, I don't have the right to just not speak about, mind my own business and be left alone. I don't have that right. Because, I don't care what you say. If you tried to tell me that the FBI was created by Congress, I know it wasn't. I don't need, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have a grip on reality. Not only is the FBI, the FDA, and the IRS are not federal agents. They're not federal agencies. Congress can create an agency, not Rothschild. IRS, the Puerto Rican corporation. I don't say these things because I have an opinion. I researched it. I checked it out. I'm telling you the truth.
No, I agree with you, David.
IRS is not a federal agency. Congress never created them. Congress has to create all agencies.
Yeah.
Now, the PATF, they're legitimate, So my point is, just because I have an opinion and I'm not voicing it, why am I bothering anybody?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you're standing up for truth and righteousness, and you've become a target. And I'm my counsel to you, as your friend who doesn't want anything from you other than you just being free, is you've got to look at the Word of God for your full armor of God. Ephesians chapter 6. It says, "Put on the full armor of God." Look, I just mailed you the article from the Southern Poverty Law Center. Man, you have become a target because you speak the truth.
But I wasn't even speaking the truth for 10 years.
Yeah.
I laid low. I minded my own business.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
They came and attacked me for no reason. They don't like me making this copper water. They don't want me out curing people that are diseased. They want people to die. That's what I think.
Yeah, well...
You know what? My copper would have saved Ted Kennedy.
Yeah. I don't doubt it.
My copper right now would help the guy from Arizona. What's his name? John McCain?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to help John McCain. I don't want to help these people. They're evil and they're no good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're praying for you, David, and we're not gonna give up. Just keep having the faith and maintain your sanity. We need you to maintain your sanity before you get out of prison. So.
Okay.
God bless you, David.
Maybe I'll mind my...
I don't know what he was going to say, but it's terrible what's happened to this man. And I pray you guys write him a letter and let him know that we care about him and love him. It seems like so many people have betrayed him, and he needs friends that he can rely upon and that don't want to abuse him or take advantage of him. Same thing happened to Schaefer Cox. He needs friends that care about him and love him and just simply want him out of prison.